It's July 1985. Live Aid makes history as 2 billion people watch concerts around the world, and Bob Geldof swears on TV demanding people to make money. Fashion and pop music is neon and big, with the likes of Madonna and Duran Duran, while the CD arrives and the Sinclair C5 flops. In cinemas, Arnie turns up with Bridget for Red Sonja, Mel teams up with Tina for Mad Max 3, and the world sees Ethan Hawke and River Phoenix for the first time in the film Explorers. But it's the team-up of a teen and a questionable doctor that's bigger than them all. And now it's time to go back. AJ.
In time.
To the future. Fuck's sake.
I wanted to sing the song. I don't care. I thought, should I just do To the Futures, which is what you want? But then I thought, do you know what? No. I'm going to go the news and go back in time. Well, Huey, I can't be asked to say Huey Lewis and the news is a bit of a mouthful, you know?
That's what she says. Right, welcome back to the rewind. Oh, go on. You want to say something else?
No, God, no, talks. Just
Brilliant.
Talk. Because
this one's going to be long, so I reckon we do not hang around.
That's what she said.
Mine is fucking massive, my notes.
That's what she said.
Right, welcome back to the Rewind Classic Movies podcast about films we probably saw as kids, even if we didn't understand the adult themes. I'm GB. With me as ever is my co-host, AJ.
Yes, it's me, and if I do disappear, please check the nearest shopping centre car park for plutonium terrorists and a stainless steel washing machine on wheels.
Right, what have you been up to since last week?
I went to see Hail Mary at the cinema.
Oh, Project Hail Mary.
That's the one. Oh, is that what it's called? All right. Well, there you go.
What's that very attractive man who's going to be in Star Wars called?
Ryan Gosling.
Mm-hmm.
I loved it. Thought it was brilliant. Best film I've seen in a long time. As in modern film at the cinema that I've seen in a long time.
I've almost been to see it a handful of times, and I think you might have tempted me to go.
Get round to it. Stunning.
Nice.
I was away for work, and when I was on my work trip, I watched The Spy Who Loved Me.
Oh, lovely.
I mean, I tell you what, I've fallen back in love with Connery, with Moore. Absolutely fallen back in love with him. Because I know you've been going on about it, and I thought, you know what? All right, I'll have a go again. And you know what?
I'll have a go.
You're absolutely right. It's just brilliant, and it just the sets and the over the top and the amount of henchmen they got running around and the submarines and the docks and nuts.
It's the best Bond.
Nuts. So good.
The Spy Who Loved Me might come up next week. Right, before we get out, but you know what? I've not watched a lot of movies this week. I've watched a few bits of TV, and I've started rewatching Red Dwarf.
Nice. They're all dead, Dave. They're all dead.
Yes, exactly.
Everyone is dead, Dave.
I think talking about that 2 episodes ago, whenever we talked about it, and it was last week.
Smeg.
Yes, that probably made me want to rewatch. But I watched the first episode. God, it's a bit slow. We'll get better. Hey-ho. Right, before we get into it, remember you can join us over on Patreon for ad-free episodes, behind-the-scenes updates, early episodes, monthly live hangouts, and more. It's patreon.com/Rewind Classic Movies.
But you can also support the show for free by leaving a review wherever you listen or by telling someone else about it. Please do that. If you know someone that likes Back to the Future, please send them a link or tell them to search for us.
Directed by Robert Zemeckis, hereforth known as Robert Z, Bob Z, one of those, Bob Z. He would go on to direct Forrest Gump and Castaway, among the others, other classics. Back to the Future cost $19 million. Before its release, ticket sales were in decline, down 14%, and with a summer period of 45 films fighting for attention, including Rambo 2 and The View to a Kill. The movie's May release date came and went and changed numerous times, eventually releasing as the #1 movie and pretty much making back its money by the end of the first weekend. UK audiences would have to wait until, bear in mind this came out in July, December, to see the movie, and it would go on to make $388 million worldwide, becoming the highest grossing film of 1985. It would receive 4 nominations at the Golden Globes. It would win an Academy Award for Best Sound Effects Editing, which feels like a complete screw over, while launching one of the most beloved trilogies in cinema history. Ajay, tell me about your history avec this movie.
Oh, man. I can't actually tell you the first time I saw it. This is like one of those films that's just felt like it's always been in my life. You know, it's almost to the point I don't actually need to rewatch it because the whole film's just burned in my mind. It's funny though, because watching it, there was a couple of bits that I thought, oh, that hasn't happened yet, and then I realised, oh no, that's in number 2 because they, you know, because they are so blended together. You know,
yeah, I mean, number 2 retreads number 1, so yeah,
exactly. And it's like, oh no, that is number 2. And that was quite funny. I mean, I saw it probably a year ago. Kids have watched it a lot. I mean, we all know it really well, and we watched it again. You know, when I was on holidays, we've just had our Easter holidays here. We had a bit of a couple of 3 days away, and we all watched it in the hotel, and it was just brilliant. Doc looking like he's just licked an electrical socket. Everything. It's just. Anyway, we'll get there.
I almost look like Doc Brown because I called you the other week to help me repair a light in my bathroom. And,
yes.
And despite our best attempts at safety, the dodgy wiring in my house meant that I was almost electrocuted.
I know, we thought it was safe, but it turns out actually it wasn't because whoever installed it did it wrong, but never mind.
Hey-ho. Like you, this movie's been around my whole life, but weirdly, this is an odd thing with this movie, is I think of it as coming a bit later on than a lot of the other films that I've always had around. I much more associate it with the late 80s in my head. I think because of the sequels maybe that were 89 and 90. It was only a year after Ghostbusters, this was 85, Ghostbusters was 84, but it feels later on. And I was too young to see it in the cinema because I was 3, but I looked into it and apparently it first came on British TV. Bear in mind this came out in England in December 1985. It came on British TV for the first time Christmas Day 1988.
Whoa.
So it kind of makes sense that it feels late 80s for me.
Crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, I think I've owned it on every type of media at some point. It's absolutely beloved, but haven't seen it in a couple of years probably. And a few films we've rewatched lately have surprised me by not living up to what I thought of them. So is there a chance that this becomes another victim of a 2026 rewind?
Well, no.
Brace yourselves.
No,
right,
not at all.
Let's talk about the start of the movie.
I mean, it's a slow opener.
Do you think?
A little. I mean, which is fine. I've got no issue with it. You know, you've got all the clocks, the gadgets, the dog food machine, the news report in the background. It's one of the best examples of a film teaching you its world without making you feel like you're being taught anything.
Yeah.
Newspaper cutting explains all the money's gone. You already know the Doc is brilliant, weird, dangerous, absent-minded, and probably another plug socket away from death before he even appears. You know, but it is. I mean, it's slow. It sets the scene. I'm not saying it's a bad thing that it's slow because a lot of the film is quick and it's going on and stuff.
Like it feels slow, but I think what they're showing you is actually there's quite a lot.
They do. You do see a lot happening there, and you know, obviously, this film I think is one of the reasons I became a guitar player, and obviously, you know, I think possibly the same with yourself. You know, he walks in, cranks it up. I mean, at the time, I had no idea what he's doing when he's turning up the overdrive, and it's what we always do: turn that up, turn that up. Yeah, it's all.
These go to 11.
11, exactly. Turning it all up, and then gets shot across the room. It's brilliant.
But what's funny, I mean, this was the era of like that brown sound, high gain rock, like Van Halen, like we get later. And he has the world's stupidest little guitar. It's almost like an electric ukulele.
Yeah, so weird, hey?
So weird. Biggest speaker.
He plays with a 345, gorgeous guitar. You know, later on.
335, Gibson 335.
345 actually. No, it is because I looked this up. I always thought it was a 335 until I thought, well, I better check that, and it turns out that it's an ES 345. Yeah, exactly. 345 apparently. But there you go.
The real early knowledge.
Yeah. That's according to the internet. And various sources on the internet, but I thought I'd check that one out.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, phones him up and goes to the car park, and you get this good reveal of the DeLorean reversing out this truck, and it's like, what the fuck's going on? It's just great. The whole start is a lot of fun because it does set like, where is this film going? You know, I was trying to sort of see it in my mind again when I watched it through this time without having seen it before, kind of thing, and look at it with fresh eyes and going, wow, what is happening now? This is nuts. And actually it is bonkers, really, the whole thing.
It is. And I always think I feel like I watch it with different eyes when I do it for the podcast. I'm always kind of got my notes app open or whatever. And this shifts along, and then this little thing is like, damn, I'm late for school. And then you get that Power of Love sequence where he rides the skateboard in the back of the Jeep. So cool. I mean, that made everyone want to skateboard, and just it's a fun opening.
Well, I read that it sort of boosted the coolness of skateboarding again in the 80s.
I started a skate club in my house, in my street.
No way.
Not skateboard though. This was roller skates, and this was not even single line or whatever they call it, inline skates. This was old school.
4x4s, quads,
4x4s, one in each corner.
4x4 quads, whatever they called them. Yeah.
But let's talk about how this movie came to be. Bob Gale and Bob Zemeckis met at film school and had been talking for years about doing a time travel movie, but they couldn't think of a hook to make it work. They did 3 movies together, and with Steven Spielberg before Back to the Future. They did I Want to Hold Your Hand, 1941, and Used Cars with Kurt Russell, which I downloaded and I really want to watch.
So I wanted to mention this because I knew this would come up at some point. I didn't know what that was, and I looked it up and saw that Kurt Russell was in it and instantly went, well, I need to watch this.
Yeah, right.
Like, I've never heard of this before and need to watch it.
Apparently the studio and stuff were proud of it as well.
But, right, okay.
But none of those movies were successful. Then one day, Gale was at his parents' house and he finds his dad's yearbook, starts finding out things about his dad that he didn't know, and was wondering if he could have been friends with him when he was at school and comparing it to his time at school. So in 1980, Columbia Pictures, who were the studio behind their other movies, they greenlit them to write a screenplay. But they didn't like it because at the time they were wanting more raunchy comedies. So the Bobs shopped it around. Everyone said the same thing. They wanted something more extreme. So they thought, well, I'll take it to Disney. If everyone else wants things more extreme, we'll take it to Disney. And Disney said, are you fucking insane? Because it had incest and other adult themes. So it was too extreme for Disney.
Bit too edifice.
Spielberg always liked it, but they didn't want to make it with him because they'd done those other movies with him and they hadn't done well, and they didn't want people to think that they only got to do their work because they were friends with Steven Spielberg.
Yeah, right.
So they were a bit stuck. Then Zemeckis directs Romancing the Stone, which did really well, and that meant Universal and Amblin did a deal to make it happen. Mental to think this movie was so hard to get made, knowing what we know about it now.
Read a really interesting thing researching that bit, that when he was asked to direct Romancing the Stone by Michael Douglas, and on test screenings it did really badly for some bizarre reason. No one liked it when they saw the original sort of press test screenings, and because he was attached to direct Cocoon at this point, Zemeckis.
Oh, right.
And he was sacked off Cocoon and obviously replaced by Ron Howard.
Yeah.
As we know, because we've reviewed it. He was sacked off of that just on they assumed that Romancing the Stone was going to completely bomb, so they sacked him off Cocoon. Romancing the Stone did really, really well. Great film. And then, went on to do Back to the Future. But it's nuts, isn't it? How it all works out.
Right, let's talk about the cast.
Yes.
We can't start anywhere else other than Michael J. Fox as Marty McFly.
Right.
Wasn't the original Marty, of course. You know this story, right?
No, not at all.
So that was Eric Stoltz. Should I tell the story or do you want to tell it?
No, go for it.
So they always wanted MJF, as I call him, but he was tied up on Family Ties, the TV series. So they went with Eric Stoltz instead, thinking they could make it work. They shot for 5 weeks, and Bob Zemeckis wasn't getting the comedy he wanted out of Eric Stoltz. He showed footage to Spielberg. Spielberg could see the problem, so they awkwardly but amicably sort of parted ways with Stoltz, and they'd filmed so much with him. So they did a deal with the studio for Family Ties so that Michael J. Fox could do both, which there was some whole weird thing about how the TV studio and the guys, the showrunner, whatever there, refused to show Michael J. Fox the script. Anyway, they did the deal. So he's doing Family Ties during the day and then working through the night on Back to the Future for much of it. And apparently he was so tired by the end of some days that people had to carry him to bed.
I read that. That's mental, isn't it?
And then they refilmed scenes of Michael J. Fox, but there are a couple of frames, if you look stupidly closely, of Eric Stoltz in the movie, such as when he hits Biff in the diner, the shot of the fist is technically, people think, Eric Stoltz.
No way. How about that? It's funny because Eric Stoltz went full method on it as well. And the cast and crew didn't like him at all because he's been a bit of a dick on set and refused to be called anything other than Marty and stuff like that, apparently. And was really taking it quite seriously.
He might be a very nice guy, but this method stuff, when you don't answer to your own name, is fucking mental. I don't care who you are. It's acting. Do your job, pretend to be someone else while the cameras are rolling.
Exactly.
Go back to being yourself and a decent human being.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's all a bit mental. And then what was even worse is that they did the deal with Michael J. Fox, and Eric Stoltz didn't know, but because Michael J. Fox couldn't join them immediately, they had to keep filming because they didn't want to risk halting the production, having it cancelled. So Stoltz didn't know. They're turning up for work every day, filming scenes between Marty and Doc, but only sort of having the cameras on Doc. It's weird. I mean, he was paid in full, so.
I mean, this is the thing. I read that, and that's a pretty decent thing to do. I mean, it also keeps him off their back, I suppose. Like, look, we're going to have to just pay this guy off to not have to worry about it. So
Zemeckis sort of said, look, it was my fault. I sort of knowingly hired the wrong guy. So.
He said it was the hardest thing he had to do, was letting him know. And the other guy, he was heartbroken. Stoltz was absolutely heartbroken, which, as you would be, especially, and then seeing how well it does afterwards, like, oh my God.
That's it, right? Knowing it in hindsight is even worse. But it's time for, guess who else was up for the role of Marty McFly?
Whoa, what a list, right?
Oh, man. Do you want to take one each?
Yeah, go on then. I'll start. John Cusack.
Ralph Macchio, the Karate Kid.
That would have been cool. Johnny Depp.
Charlie Sheen, one of my potential former employers.
Right, I remember you telling me about that. That's nuts. But the thing is, he would have been quite good. I could totally see Charlie Sheen doing
Charlie
it.
Sheen.
Like, Charlie Sheen. Ben Stiller.
Billy Zane, one of the bad guys in Biff's crew, I was up for the role.
That's right. Yeah. You see him in the car. You only see him briefly, in the bar and all sorts. But Robert Downey Jr.
Iron Man. Yeah. God, it's hard to imagine, isn't it? Knowing
it is.
RDJ as he is now. But even weirder, perhaps, might have been John Cryer from Men, Manly Men. 2.5 Men.
So weird, isn't it?
The fact that Charlie Sheen and John Cryer, both from 2.5 Men, are up for it.
Yeah, of course, Charlie Sheen's in that. Yeah. Ben Stiller is an interesting. I mean, God, he would have been so young.
Yeah. Well, crazy. Saying that, so Michael J. Fox is 25 in this.
Mm-hmm. No way.
He's so good. He's got so much energy. He's so down to earth. He's so fun.
Nails it.
So likable. And
the thing is, because he can do like panic and comedy and sincerity and cool. He plays being cool really well. And I don't know, but he also reacts and acts like a normal teenager, as well. He just pulls off the whole thing so well.
Yeah, with him and with Doc, you sort of teetering on the edge all the time of comedy and tension. And they can flip between it. And, Michael J. Fox is so attractive that even your own mum wants to bang you.
So, absolutely. Right.
But it's his partnership with Christopher Lloyd as Emmett Brown that just seals this whole franchise so nicely. Do you know how old Christopher Lloyd was in this?
No, I don't.
Have a punt.
Oh, God, this scares me now because you're going to be like, he was 42 or something ridiculous.
Well, that would be ridiculous.
That would be ridiculous. I've absolutely no idea. 58.
47.
47.
He's 3 years older than me.
God. At least he's 7 years older than me, hey?
That's insane. 47?
That is
I thought he was
insane.
about 80.
God, that is nuts.
Yeah.
That is nuts.
And he is nuts, but he's also adorable as a character.
I love everything about his character. It's just so much fun. And totally nailed the mad, eccentric scientist brilliantly. Absolutely brilliantly. He just... owned it.
Their pairing shouldn't work.
It's a weird pairing, isn't it? It's odd. Like, why are they friends? Bizarrely, like, why is that a thing?
Grooming.
But well, it makes you wonder, because like my mind did go there, because I analysed it, I think, for the first time today. It's like, why are they friends? How has this been led to this? Because we just don't know that he's helped him build an amplifier, and like, what's going on here? But it's like, no, I don't want to know. There is no backstory. They're just friends, and it's cool.
Imagine
it's cool.
Teenage Marty McFly is saying to his parents, I'm just going out. Oh, where are you going? I've just, that old doctor's house.
Yeah, that everyone knows is completely mental and has smashed the entire family fortune against being, a mental scientist. I mean, okay, see you later, darling.
Yeah. But let's play the game of who were they going to get to play Doc Brown?
Jeff Goldblum.
Oh, fuck me. Dudley Moore.
John Lithgow.
Robin Williams.
That would have been great. John Cleese.
I did that. I can sort of see it. I mean, I think of when he did Bond as Q. It's got that kind of bumbling doctor about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Princess Bride's Mandy Patinkin. I am Nico Montoya.
That would have been good. I would have. The thing is, I can't see it.
No, I can't see anyone but.
No, I know. Like, Gene Hackman's another name, and I can't see Gene Hackman doing it either. But because that role is so Christopher Lloyd, I think he made it completely his own. But I think actually, the one I'd like to have seen most is Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, do you know what? I can see Hackman doing it if I think about how he did Lex Luthor in Superman.
Oh, yes.
That's got a bit of the mix of bumbly, comedy, genius, crazy about it.
Yes.
Other little fact is, originally his dog Einstein was going to be a chimp.
That's interesting.
Yeah, just thought I'd throw that in.
Okay, here's an interesting fact. You know how you see the garage, Texaco, is featured quite heavily in this? His maternal grandfather, Lewis Henry Lapham, was the co-founder of Texaco.
Christopher Lloyd's. Wow.
Yep.
Claudia Wells as Jennifer. She is great.
You don't see her much.
No.
So, I mean, you do. So, no, she was great. She played a role. I mean, I can't say that she was... Well, yeah, she was fine. She was fine. I didn't really think about her because she's at the beginning and she's at the end, and she's in love with him, and that's cool.
Yeah. In my head, I would go, oh, yeah, Claudia Wells, she was in it, and then for the sequel, they got Elizabeth Shue, and she was better. Because, what a great 80s actress, Elizabeth Shue. But actually, I think Claudia Wells was the better Jennifer. So, here's the story.
Go on.
Claudia Wells was originally cast, but she'd also filmed a pilot for a TV show that got picked up at the same time, and she couldn't get out of it. So she had to film the TV show and missed out on Back to the Future. But when they recast Marty, and they got rid of Eric Stoltz, they brought her back. So, I know what you're thinking. Well, who was the original Jennifer with Eric Stoltz? Well, nobody. Or at least nobody was filmed. They had hired Melora Hardin, who would go on to be, if you've seen it, Jan in The American Office.
I've not seen The American Office, no.
Didn't think you would. They signed her on a 2-movie contract, but they never got around to filming anything because by the time they were about to do her stuff, Eric was let go. And the reason she was let go, as well as Eric, is because Michael J. Fox was shorter than her, and everyone thought that was a bit of a bad look.
Oh, that's funny.
So she was replaced in 2 and 3 by 80s movie icon Elizabeth Shue. Swing. But Claudia Wells had to go and look after her sick mother, and she kind of just stopped acting. So that's pretty sad. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because she's not the only person who was recast for Back to the Future 2. Quite infamously, Crispin Glover, George McFly, was also got rid of.
Yes.
But that's a whole different thing. He wanted basically too much money. They said, no, are you sure you don't want to reconsider? He went, no, this is how much I want. And so they killed the character off.
They also didn't like how he was being too overboard. Zemeckis didn't like how he was being too over the top. And I don't know if it got toned down a little bit, but I love his character. I mean, I absolutely bloody love his character.
Yeah.
I think it's great.
So they were telling him to calm it down a bit on set. He was being a bit too over the top. And apparently he just refused to do blocking. So like they'd work out where the camera's going to move and what the characters are going to do. And Crispin Glover would just do his own thing, and they were all just getting a bit...
Well, yeah, that is... No, that is a bit bollocks. I mean, there are certain things. Yeah, I know, right?
And he lost his voice during filming. So.
Yeah, he had to do some Foley stuff, didn't he? Afterwards, I know that he disagreed with the ending as well. He didn't like how he was rewarded with goods, material items, rather than the love of his parents. And I know he didn't. I know he came to heads with Zemeckis on that as well, and didn't agree with how it sort of ended. But it's also like, well, here's the script, mate. Read the lines, do your job.
I think a few audience people disagreed with that immoral ending, but it is what it is. It's a movie.
It's an American film, fuck's sake. I mean, what do you want?
If that's the thing you object to, I think you've got a problem.
I'd like a big black pickup truck, please.
Yeah. But outside of his financial demands, was it a good decision to kill him off for the sequel? I mean, that's kind of outside of the scope of this, but he is the perfect nerd in this, and I think he's brilliant in the role. I think we sort of miss it a bit in the sequel, but they got him because their approach for the actors was for the different time period actors was to find 18 to 25-year-olds who were good actors and then age them up with makeup, which we'll come on to later. Michael J. Fox had worked with him on Family Ties and a TV movie that they did together. And Michael J. Fox said he really enjoyed working with him, but it was a bit awkward for some of the crew.
I know that he did work with Zemeckis again in, I think it's 2008 on Beowulf.
Who are we talking about? Crispin Glover?
Yeah.
No way.
He played not Madrigal. That's King Arthur, I think. Beowulf. And he did all his lines in Old English.
Are you serious?
I think it was Angelina Jolie as well who was in that film. I haven't written any notes down. I know this is a thing, but I haven't got... Oh, God.
Can't believe it.
Great Scott.
That was not on my bingo card. Crispin Glover having worked with Zemeckis again. Jeez.
Absolutely. And this is the thing, because I thought that they weren't necessarily, in particularly good favour, but they went on to work on a film in the future.
Because it ended on a really bad note, because when they basically recast him for the sequel, even though his character was dead, they basically got another guy in. I think it was Jeremy Weissman, and they just put loads of makeup on him to look like Crispin Glover.
And then Crispin Glover took them to court and won, and then Hollywood was no longer allowed to do that. So it changed, actually, the law completely in filmmaking. They were no longer allowed to just completely make up someone else up to look like someone else. Yeah. They're not allowed to do that anymore. So actually, it had wide-ranging repercussions because of that.
Right, let's whiz through a few of the others. Leah Thompson as Lorraine Baines. She is so good.
Great. Wonderful. Absolutely smashes his role. Wonderful. I love how she's just wonderfully creepy in the bedroom. She sits down next to him and and then I don't know, later on she's like, park. Yeah, let's park. I've parked before. It's great.
The transformation from 85 to 55 never hit me so much as it did when I watched it this time. Holy crap. When she's revealed from the dark in 55, she looks so young. And in 85 at the beginning, she's old, she's tired, and it's like you can just
alcoholic.
Man, and then she looks so youthful. It really blew me away watching it this time. She'd done a movie with Eric Stoltz, and that's when they discovered her, apparently.
Oh, okay.
Thomas F. Wilson as Biff Tannen.
He's so memorable. He's almost as memorable as Doc, I would say. He, you can always see his face. You can always see him. I don't actually know what else he's done, to be honest. I've not looked him up. He's just so associated with Biff in this film.
He's a great character. He plays him so well, and this is his first feature film.
No way. How about that?
Yeah. And what's interesting is if you look at the diner scene where I said about you can see Eric Stoltz's hand hitting Biff, basically as it cuts from the different angles, you see even though it's only a few weeks apart, you see Thomas F. Wilson look remarkably younger in the Eric Stoltz take. He's just got fresher, smoother skin and looks more alive. And in the Michael J. Fox take, he's just like got bags under his eyes and stuff. You have to like freeze frame it, but it is funny.
Sure.
And Bob Gale says he's completely the opposite of Biff in real life. He's a real lovely, sweet guy.
Yeah,
and
I read that.
From what I've seen him at conventions and stuff, he does seem that. And this is why I think he's so good in the role, is he's a great mix of sort of bumbling oaf and really fucking dangerous and creepy. I mean, he's always been uncomfortable to watch around the rain. In every scene, it is like, God, shit, how did they put this in this movie? Because he's vile.
Very much.
And I'm sure we'll come on to talk about more of it later, but Thomas F. Wilson, they have to make this role work to make the whole movie work.
Yeah.
He's like the MacGuffin in a way. I know the DeLoreans are sort of the MacGuffin, but without Biff being a complete git, it doesn't work.
Actually,
you don't have the hero moment for George.
That's true. You don't. You're absolutely right. I've not thought about it that way, but yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Then we get Mark McClure, otherwise known as, oh God, what's his name in Superman? Ah, shit. Forgotten.
No idea.
Is the cameraman in Superman the movie?
No.
Ah, shit. Jimmy Olsen. Yes.
Oh, Jimmy Olsen. Yes.
Jimmy Olsen, Superman.
Yeah.
And Wendy Jo Sperber is the other kid. And they were both in I Want to Hold Your Hand and Used Cars.
In Used Cars?
Bobs.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. So it's like a little family crew moving around between films.
Excellent.
James Tolkan as Strickland, R.I.P. We've just lost him.
Oh, just really?
Yeah.
That's a shame.
Yeah, last week I think.
No
he was
way.
in so many movies from this era. I mean, for me, I just think Back to the Future and Masters of the Universe.
Yes.
Which we might be doing soon.
Oh,
there's a new one coming out.
Exciting. Oh, he is. I mean, his face appears in so many films. Many films.
And he's so, like, he's almost the bad guy in this movie. He's so Strickland. I mean, it's in the name, but he's
You're a slacker, McFly.
Yeah, he was quite relatable. Like, as a kid watching it, like, that's the bad teacher.
Yeah, no, totally. You can. I mean, I knew teachers exactly like him.
Mm. I like how they expand on this character a bit in the second one.
Ooh la la.
Yes, quite. What was that called, that magazine? Was the magazine called Ooh La La?
It was the Sports
French
Illustrated dressed up in...
That's right. It was pornography covered with the
yeah,
sports
basically. It was like a light porn mag or something like that. And I need to watch the second one again, I think, actually.
I definitely watch 2 and 3 now.
Yeah, I'm going to have to, yeah.
Not saying I enjoyed the first one. The other character I thought we should talk about in the casting is the DeLorean. Oh, God, I love this car.
Oh, cool. That's coming into cast, is it? You see, I've got this down in FX visuals, but that's fine. Talk about it now if you like. Now. Go for it.
We're going to go into visuals next, so we'll just do the DeLorean as a transition, as a bridge. This car is so beautiful. It's so iconic. It's the reason we're doing the fast forward next week on our favourite cars in movies.
Yes.
And they chose it because it looked futuristic with its gull-wing doors and all that sort of stuff. Ford offered $75,000 to use a Ford Mustang. Now, I love a Ford Mustang, but I'm in agreement with Bob Gale, who told them Doc Brown doesn't drive a fucking Mustang.
I know. I love that.
Wouldn't have been the same, would it? I mean, I love what they've done to it. The way they've sort of dressed it up, put bits on the side, the way you see the electricity buzz around it and all that kind of stuff. It's so good.
I would love to have been part of the set dressers for that. Just putting bits of cables all over it and sticking those sort of rocket things on the back and all that sort of stuff. It just looks great. It looks absolutely great. And here's a really cool thing. A custom speedometer was built for it to simulate 88 miles an hour because in 1979 a law passed by the then President Jimmy Carter had limited speedometers to 85 miles an hour to reduce speeding. So they had to make this custom little speedometer that went in the dashboard for it.
That's quite iconic though, I would say, and that's sitting on the dash. It's quite cool.
Yeah.
I just love, like, when it goes back in time, you get the electricity, it gets frozen, you get the fire trails. I mean, ILM did the effects. And the weird thing is, there's only about, I think it's 30 FX shots in this, which is low. Usually for this kind of film at the time, it was around 300 FX shots.
Yeah. There are very few FX shots, you know.
And I always think movies are better for it.
You said that sound editing, it won for sound editing, am I right? So the V6 engines were retained in the cars for the filming of it, but the sound effects used were the sound of a Porsche 928 V8 and the Star Wars land speeder for the engine sounds. How about that?
You've got a Star Wars one over me.
Mate, I've got a Star Wars one over you. How about that? Yeah, there you go.
Can you imagine buying a DeLorean off the back of watching it in Back to the Future, firing up, and it just... I mean, they were known for being pretty shitty performance-wise.
I mean, the thing is, when the film came out, I think the company had already gone bankrupt anyway.
Yeah.
Like, DeLorean as a company had gone bust because the cars were so shit. And they had to they had to buy a whole load of second-hand DeLoreans, and even when they were filming with them, they were breaking down and not going fast enough and things like that. It was quite funny.
Now, I'm not a big Elon Musk fan, on a personal note, but I do love what he's done with the Cybertruck, and I think a huge part of that is it's different, and B, it looks like the fucking DeLorean with its brushed aluminium.
DeLorean. That's exactly what he's done. He's just made a DeLorean, the Cybertruck. Yeah. I mean, it's stainless steel.
Yeah.
You know, it's this wedge-shaped thing with gold doors. I mean, of course, he's just created the DeLorean. You know?
I'm going to go into more in this next week when we do the fast forward, but I think it's kind of the reason why I own the car I own now, and it's the car I lusted after when I was younger was a Toyota Celica Mark 7, and it's kind of it's silver. It's got that kind of sloped front and a slightly bigger back. And it's just, to me, it's fucking DeLorean, or as close as I'll ever get. But
do you still own that car?
I do. It's on its last legs. It's 26 years old.
Goodness, amazing.
But yeah, the effect shots, one of the 30 is the electricity and fire around the DeLorean as it hits 88 miles an hour. And I never thought about this before, but in the stuff I was looking up in, they said that what you see is basically the DeLorean shooting electricity in front of it to create a portal through time. And you can see it if you look at it. That's what it does. All these things spark off the front of it, and you get like this big fiery portal thing. And Zemeckis described it as a Neanderthal sitting on the hood of the DeLorean and chipping away at the fabric of time in front of it. I just love that. I love that. And he just told ILM that he wanted it to look violent. And I think it looks great. It's one of the greatest effects in movie history.
I think so.
Along with the fire on the ground, like the fire from the tyres makes no sense whatsoever.
I love the fact... Cool. It does make any sense, and I love when they're filming it for the first time, and when he's shooting him, and it's driving towards them or something like that, and he looks at him because he's stepping away from him. Doc looks over to him, and then looks down at the floor. It's like, get back over here. That's just one of those little moments. It's just really funny. I like that.
Like, you fucking doubt me?
Yeah, I know. It's great.
Oh, dear. Right, let's talk about some other visuals and VFX bits. I think 1985, Lorraine and George and Biff, they all look great because the makeup they did in this is really good, especially as back in these days, you know, we'd start to see some imperfections when we watch it in 4K and Blu-ray and all that, but it mostly holds up, I would say.
I've not watched it on a big screen. In fairness, I watched it on my laptop screen, and I had my two kids watching it with me, so the laptop was right at the end of the bed. So again, I couldn't see any imperfections up close, but also I wasn't looking. And it was great. I
never thought Doc looked that different between 85 and 55, but there are very subtle changes there.
There's subtle changes. That's the thing, and I think that's the joke, is that he hasn't changed. Like, he still looks as old as he is. Everyone else has changed significantly. Doc's the same. Yeah, he's a bit thin, or he's a bit slightly younger looking, and his hair's maybe a little bit more kempt.
And
apart from that, he's the same.
There's a joke in 2 where he like I'm sure he pulls off his like face as like a disguise, and it's just exactly the same underneath.
Funny.
But in makeup tests, it was quite interesting. It's source and that behind the scenes, and he has what I assume is his own natural brown hair, which looks really weird.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah. What do you think of the costumes?
Funny. Yeah, I mean, the whole. I mean, I must admit, from 85 to I don't really remember what they were wearing in 85 because, well, I wasn't born. The 50s stuff is cool. I mean, I think the when he's walking through 55 in his 85 clothing, I didn't think he looked too out of place because he had, as long as he took the puffer jacket off, his life preserver.
Well, that's the funny thing, is that everyone thinks he looks like a fucking sailor.
I know. If he took that off, he'd probably blend in a little bit more because he's got a shirt on and some suspenders and stuff. It probably doesn't look too far gone for 1955.
Yeah,
so.
I just think the whole looks of them is really iconic. Doc's white radiation outfit and Marty's red life preserver. They're such a iconic matchup. And then you also get Marty's yellow Darth Vader radiation outfit, which is incredible.
Absolutely.
And this movie is the reason I'm wearing this watch that I'm wearing now. This is the watch that Marty wears. If I can get the fucking thing in focus.
No way.
I can't. Yeah, the classic Casio calculator watch. It's absolutely iconic. I had one when I was 12 or 10, 12 years old because of this movie.
I always wanted one.
Still have one now. I have a collection of Casio old watches. It's one of my weird things.
Retro business.
Yeah. And I'm not sure why one of the guys in Biff's gang is wearing 3D glasses.
Just because it's cool, I suppose.
It must be fucking dreadful to look through that.
I can't imagine how horrible it is, but yeah.
Everything's really 3D now. Young Billy Zane's in his crew as well.
Yeah.
And what I found interesting looking into the Eric Stoltz stuff is that when they were filming with Eric, different outfits, different wardrobe.
Really? Completely?
Yeah, Marty's in the 50s with his red life preserver, and Eric Stoltz just had like a blue T-shirt and a black coat on. It's quite bland.
Oh, right.
Yeah. I don't know at what point they went, yeah, that's not really cutting it. Let's get something more interesting. It was almost a bit gothy.
I need to go back and have a gander at that, yeah.
I do think the 1955 world and stuff, it all looks so good. It all looks so convincing and quite charming. And I was almost like, oh, that'd be lovely. Every time I watch Back to the Future, I think, God, time travel would be good. You don't have to go far. Just go a bit back.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
There is a dodgy shot or two in the movie, if you're being really harsh on it. There's a shot of Marty's hand disappearing as he plays guitar.
That's the most dodgy shot that I was thinking about as well, and it just didn't really seem to work. And it's quite funny because I was reading about why, because they just didn't have time to finish the effects because the production or the studio brought it all forward by a number of weeks. So they could
get... it was moving, they moved it back, then they moved it forward, and they just didn't know what they were doing.
They wanted to, because it was competing with so many other films that summer, they wanted to get it in the cinemas earlier, basically. So they're like, nope, that's it. It's going out next Monday. That's it. It's just going out as it is. And some of the special effects they hadn't yet finished, or really polished up kind of thing. And I think that was one of them.
The problem was that they filmed Marty and his hand separately so they could comp it together, which is normal. And then they can make the hand go see-through. You can't film it in the same bit. But it seems that someone used the wrong lens on the hand element because they filmed it with a wide-angle lens. So it appeared too big when they put them together. So they were trying to scale it down. And then when they did that, they realised that there was a tiny, tiny bit of the hand that disappears if you look really closely. It's so tiny and hard to see. But anyway, they were working on the effects until they handed the film over for distribution.
Oh my God. Exactly. I mean, that's the thing, right? They were so pushed for time. And you know what? At this point, it doesn't matter. It's like, oh yeah, that's his hand disappearing. That's cool.
I wonder if people watching this in 85 thought the same thing or not. I mean, the problem is, I think, when you do a movie with so few effect shots, anything that isn't great and perfect just stands out. And then, you'll love this, then there's the photo in the guitar strings when Marty's losing the ability to play, right? Because the photo is fading out and he sees his brother disappear and his sister disappear. And then he disappears. They had real issues filming that because they had basically the different elements. They had the photo with the three of them and they were all individual elements that they would fade in, right? And so doing that with that small photo on a moving guitar in someone's hands was just like they weren't happy with it. It wasn't working. So do you know what the solution was?
No.
They built a guitar neck 4 times the size.
Oh my God, you're joking. I love it.
And for the strings, they used 1/4 inch thick cable.
That's ridiculous. I need to watch that again now.
Yeah. If you
That's
pause
incredible.
you can just about see it that the strings aren't quite right, but the Gibson headstock and stuff looks pretty good. Fucking 4 times the size. Can you imagine?
Oh wow, that's incredible.
I love that was the solution.
That's such a cool solution. I bloody love that. That's amazing.
Just got a smaller camera.
Amazing. Wow.
Music. Let's talk about some music.
Oh my god.
Where would you like to start?
Bloody hell. I mean, it's iconic. It's up there with Raiders of the Lost Ark and or Indiana Jones in general or the Star Wars. It's so iconic. The first few bars. The Star Wars. Don't even. All right.
Back to the Future.
The Back to the Future. The Star Wars. I don't give a fuck. All right. The Labyrinth. It's just mega. The first few bars, you immediately know what film it is. Brilliant. So, all right, let's start out with Alan Silvestri and his score.
Thank you, Alan Silvestri, for this score.
I mean, just brilliant. And oh god, it's not John Williams for a change. It's someone else. It's someone else having a go. Bless him. God, it's just so good. It's so good. All of it is brilliant. All the whimsical bits and all the powerful bits, and it's just from start to finish, the score is outstanding.
And it's so varied.
Completely, absolutely varied. There's lots of like fluty. I want to say fluty bits. There's lots of whimsical bits. I can't do it. I can hear it in my head, but as soon as I try and do it, it's going to sound like shit.
You're going to have to do it now.
No,
come on. Someone don't know. Give the people what they want.
Those fluty bits, you know what I'm talking about.
I don't actually. I'll be honest with you.
For fuck's sake. Anyway, but you can, fuck it.
Go watch it again.
Yeah, it's really varied, isn't it? It's great.
It's really varied. I mean, the range of instrumentation on it is great. I was singing the main theme before the movie came on. Like I'm clicking through my TV settings trying to find where I'm going to watch it, and brilliant. One of the greatest scores of all time. S tier all day long. I'm just going to put that out there.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Stunning.
But I will say this
score.
Slight caveat. I was listening to it, writing my notes, as I usually do. I always have the score or something on. And there are bits like the Twin Pines Mall stuff that are very similar to the Predator score, which Silvestri also did. Dun 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 dun. There's all that kind of rhythmic stuff. It's very Predator, which is just after this, right? Yeah.
Okay. Cool. I have seen Predator, but not for many years, so I won't have a clue.
The only thing I would say is I put the score on, and it's very hard to find this fucking score. It's not on some streaming stuff.
Is it not on our favourite Swedish green symboled?
I don't know. I don't use it. It's not on YouTube Music.
Okay.
It seems there's some license issues. I think if you want to buy it on vinyl, it's quite pricey. Some copies going for £180. And I found a version that's called, it was called something like Back to the Future Ambient Score or something. It was an hour long. And it was absolutely beautiful. There we go. I listened to that about 3 times. Let's talk about Huey Lewis and the news. So first of all, he's one of the judges who says, "I'm afraid you're just too darn loud."
I like that bit.
Marty was meant to be a fan of Huey Lewis and the News in the movie.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
That was meant to be, that was in the script, but Huey Lewis didn't want it.
What?
Yeah, and when he was asked to contribute to the soundtrack, he turned it down.
He turned it down, didn't he? Yeah.
I don't know how to write film songs.
Yeah, and then they were basically like, please do it. Any song, doesn't matter what you do, any song will do. And so he contributed to The Power of Love. But then he also wrote Back in Time.
Yeah, because he was like, I don't want to write a song called Back to the Future.
Yeah, and the thing is, and here's an interesting one. I think I possibly like Back in Time more than the power of love.
No, I can't go with that. It's close. Like,
It's close.
I never used to like Back in Time. Maybe it's just not as obvious.
I quite like it. I think it's the underdog, that one. I quite like it. I think I like it. Maybe because I've heard "That's the Power of Love" so many times.
Yeah. I do love the guitar parts. There's a couple of guitar parts in The Power of Love, which are just awesome. I was just playing it yesterday because I just want to play that.
It's great. It's such a tune.
What was interesting is Zemeckis, when they sort of said, write what you want and all this kind of stuff, you don't have to write a Back to the Future song. Zemeckis said that the first song they submitted was rejected. Zemeckis said the first song Zemeckis said the first song they submitted was rejected and that Power of Love was the second song. But Huey Lewis is like, nah, Power of Love was the first. So, don't know what's true.
Right, okay. That's interesting.
Yeah. Michael J. Fox learned the guitar parts.
I've seen it, on stage and what have you, obviously in the film and stuff like that. And I know he had a guitar teacher that was basically sorry, I'm just looking at my notes. He had a choreographer, Brad Jeffries, who he spent 4 weeks teaching Fox how to replicate various rock star moves, which is interesting. I don't know if he actually was playing it.
Yes, so he had a guitar teacher on set called Paul Hansen, who's one of he's the blonde bass player in the Pinheads in the movie. And there's some behind the scenes where Michael J. Fox is playing over a backing track. I think it's just drums and bass. And he's just like shredding out guitar parts. He's bouncing the whammy bar and soloing and stuff. It's awesome. It's really awesome.
Nice.
And Paul Hansen, funny enough, he's taught a few people in TV and movies. He's done George Clooney. He did Maria Conchita Alonso, who we know from The Running Man, and she was in Predator 2. He did Mitch Pileggi, who was FBI Assistant Director Skinner in The X-Files.
Yes, Skinner. Yeah.
And he was lead guitarist for Andy Taylor of Duran Duran when he went on tour. And he's released his own album. He's composed music for trailers like The Fantastic Four and Talladega Nights.
Wow.
Really interesting. But
what a guy.
That whole Johnny B. Good scene was almost cut entirely because Robert Zemeckis thought it didn't advance the story.
No. That's like one of the most memorable scenes ever.
Yeah. And test audiences loved it, so they left it in.
Basically, it is genuinely, I think, why I play the guitar. I think that scene, that's a big reason why I play the guitar, that scene. I think it's so cool. And I played Johnny B. Good, I think, almost every gig I've ever played with my band, and everybody knows it. And I think everybody knows that song now, if they're of my age, because of this film.
Yeah, oh, totally. And that specific solo as well. I've seen bands, one of our mutual friends' bands, play this live at like functions and things, and they'll do the Marty solo. It's great.
Yeah.
A quick mention, because we're fucking so long into this already.
We
Mr.
are.
Sandman is brilliantly placed in this when they get back to 55.
Yeah, when it just opens 1955, it sets the tone, doesn't it? Yeah, brilliant.
Perfect choice. They wanted Van Halen for that Darth Vader sequence, but the band refused. So Eddie Van Halen just did it by himself. So he's just Edward Van Halen on the tape. That's quite nice.
It was just like whammy bar stuff, wasn't it, really? Yeah.
And the last thing for me on music is Marvin Berry and the Starlighters. I love that great little storyline, that the Chuck Berry gag and the idea of that origin story that Marty invents rock and roll and stuff. And he does that little Chuck Berry walk while he's playing. And Chuck Berry, known to be such a lovely man, refused to give permission to use the song until the day before filming. And then they paid him $50,000 and that was the end of it.
For the rights, it's crazy, isn't it,
Any more for your music?
No, that's no.
Right, we're almost an hour in. Let's talk about things we want to talk about.
1.21 gigawatts. 1.21 gigawatts. What was I thinking? Well, 2 gigawatts, right? That's actually how we say it, where I'm from, which is actually 1,620,000 horsepower, which is a lot of horsepower.
That's a good number to put it into.
It is. I work on. I'll get better than that, right? I work on turbines, okay, on wind turbines quite specifically, and they sort of generate in the megawatts. Now, a megawatt is 1,000 kilowatts, right?
Okay.
Now, if you use a 3 kilowatt kettle, 1 megawatt is 1,000 kilowatts, and that's about 333 kettles. Yeah. 1.21 gigawatts is 1,210 megawatts, which is 1,210,000 kilowatts, which is about, ready, 403,333 kettles.
500,000 kettles. Is that what you're saying? Basically?
That's a lot of kettles. So to put 1.21 gigawatts into perspective, that's a 500,000 kettles being.
Are we
turned
saying
on.
it's the equivalent of boiling 500,000 kettles?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's quite a bit of power, just to But that's why they need the plutonium. So there you go.
This little segment, AJ explains.
Yes, right.
Don't trust what he said. He almost killed me in my bathroom.
I was going to say I don't profess to be. I masquerade as being at the moment. I masquerade as being an electrical engineer.
Well, when we were repairing my bathroom light, and I was hands on, and you were on a FaceTime call, you prefaced it by saying you're totally safe, nothing to worry about. And after we realised I almost got electrocuted, you said, "Well, I haven't got any qualifications."
No, exactly.
Trust the word I say.
I know. I mean, I taught you to dive, didn't I? It's fine. Didn't show you my qualifications, did I? Are you still alive? Well, you're fine.
Yeah.
How many times have you put your life in my hands? Actually, I mean, that's
too many.
There's been quite a lot of situations where
if
I could have just
what I
offed
know
you.
now, it'd be a different number. The original idea for this movie is really interesting. I'm going to try and go through it fairly quick. So in the original story idea they pitched, Marty was going to affect the world far more. The things he did in 55 would knock on to 85 in greater ways. So it would become more advanced as a result of his actions. I guess like inventing rock and roll and skateboarding sooner and having a fancy futuristic car around would sort of do more damage. But it was changed after everyone who read that version of the script didn't really like that bit. George would go on to become a boxer after knocking out Biff, which is a bit Route One. But the time machine, this is really interesting. The time machine wasn't originally a car. I'm sure a few people know that already. At one point it was a time chamber, another it was a refrigerator, and in the early story it was moved around on the back of a truck. And at the conclusion of the movie, it would see Marty driving into a nuclear explosion from an atomic bomb in the Nevada desert at a military test site.
Right.
Which sounds mental.
Absolutely insane. And imagine trying to film that as well.
Oh, yeah. So there's a version where Marty jumps in a fridge to survive the blast. But Spielberg, of all people, didn't want to do it because he was afraid that kids would start climbing into fridges. And funnily enough, he was the one that would later go on to shoot that scene in Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull.
I thought the same because I read that and I thought, well, bloody hell, you used it later when he gets blown up in that lead-lined fridge.
Yeah. Nuke the fridge. But that atomic bomb solution was still in there on the third draft of July 1984. And ILM said it would cost them $1 million to make it. And it was storyboarded by art director Andrew Probert. And he's put it out there now. And maybe we'll share something on our socials because it's available to see if you want to see his storyboards. Oh, and at one point, the president of Universal wanted them to call the film Spaceman from Pluto to play on Marty being an alien, both to the Peabodys and in the world around him.
What?
Spaceman from Pluto.
For God's sake.
He was convinced that movies with future in the title didn't do very well.
Wow. Okay. Spaceman from Pluto, because that makes total sense. Yeah.
What do you think of that ending, then, driving into a nuclear blast thing?
I mean, I like the idea, but so nuts because, why is there a nuclear blast? What's the background there? What's the story? And getting that, I can't imagine it now. The clock tower is so much better. That's such a better thing.
So much more realistic, but,
I know, no, but you're right. It is funny that you say that because, God, it's not realistic at all. But actually, no, it is so much more realistic, actually, than driving into a fucking nuclear blast that they've set up in a desert. No, I love it.
There are so many problems with driving into a top secret military, well-guarded...
So many problems.
Yes, and I feel like I've seen that somewhere, if not lots of times, in various variations in all sorts of films and TV. Some character does some crazy thing of driving into something like that, and then it cuts and it's a dream sequence or whatever the fuck it is. But yeah, anyway, not right, is it?
No,
But fucking close to the bloody knuckle, almost in there.
I know, right? Weird, isn't it? I only read about it, doing the research for this. I had no idea that was a thing. I had no idea. Yeah.
One from you?
Are you aware that this film has been turned into a musical?
I am, and that's as far as it goes because I have zero desire to see it. However, one of my good...
It makes me so sad when you say things like this. Why?
One of my good friends has seen it, and his job is to interview celebrities and do this kind of stuff. And he went to see it and said it was one of the best things he's ever seen.
Right. Do me a massive favour and listen to the soundtrack. I've listened to it several times now, and it's fucking brilliant. My daughter agrees as well, and she's mad for musical theatre too. It's stunning. No, listen to... Don't... No.
I think I've listened to a bit of it. Right, I think I saw a trailer or something, and I feel like in my head it all got a bit kind of, we're going back in a time machine.
Well, yeah, that's musical theatre. It's all jazz hands and wonderful, but it's great. Listen to
you
it.
can see me doing the jazz hands.
No, I can't see I can't see you, but I'm sure you're doing jazz hands. Everyone does that. Have you? I mean, look, I listened. Driving back yesterday. We were listening to chess in the car. Obviously we listen to musicals for fun.
Pawn 5 to King 3. Is that the sort of thing you're listening to?
Well, the musical chess.
I don't know what that is.
Well, the musical chess.
Pawn 5 to Bishop 6.
That's it. That's the one. That's the one. Yeah, totally. But listen to it. It's brilliant, and I want to go and see it. And I know it was on the West End. It went to Broadway. I know it's in Bristol in the UK in October, and I do hope that I might be able to go and see it.
Well, you might be around then.
I might be around then.
I know at one point it had not Bradley Walsh, the other guy who I always get them too confused, but Brian Conley was Doc Brown for a while.
Okay.
Which doesn't work for me in my head, but I'm sure he was great.
Yeah.
Do you know any more about the musical? Like, is the story the same and stuff?
More or less. I mean, it's all very jazz hands. But like I said, go and check it out. I know I know musicals for people are Marmite. Either they love them or hate them, and I know you hate them and I love them, and it's just, and that's fine.
I have a few. Like, I like some things that are musical, and then other things like Les Mis where you've got characters and it's like, shush, we must be quiet. It's like, oh, that doesn't work for me.
I'm not a fan of Les Mis.
Some of them are good.
I've seen it and I've been in it and too many times, and it's just no, I'm not. Yeah, it's not really a fan. But yeah, listen to the sound. Do me a favour, just listen to it once and actually get back to me and tell me what you think.
Okay, yeah. Quick one for me. The iceberg storytelling, just the details, the newspapers, the posters, the props everywhere that tease the storytelling. Even the dialogue that sets up things to come. You got posters for Mayor Goldie Wilson. You got Strickland saying you're a slacker like your dad. You see the 4x4 being driven past. Marty says his mum must have been born a nun. It's all this like foreshadowing story stuff.
Yes.
That are coming up and going to be challenged. And they even tease the next movie by talking about how Doc wants to go into the future and how we look Marty up and see who wins the World Series, which are all things that happens, even though they didn't know at the time they were going to do them. Yeah. But there we are. I think it's brilliant that what the effort they put in. I saw some behind the scenes again with Bob Gale saying how they wrote it, and they would have a card where it's like, Marty wins this showdown by skateboarding really well or something. So they go, okay, we need another card that comes before that shows that Marty is already good at skateboarding or something. Like everything that happened, they wanted to set up. It's brilliantly done.
They wrote it so well for number 2. Trying to follow what they'd done in number 1 really
how
well.
They did number 2, I don't know. Well, that must have been such a head fuck to make.
Oh, absolutely. The script writing in there was like, Christ, we need to think about this now. Like number 1, it just writes itself, and that's absolutely fine. The second one is like, whoa, God, no, we can't do that because that's already happened, and she's already done that there and there. So, and because that was in the future, that means that, oh God, I mean, it's
I can't imagine
a bit Tenet. Yeah.
I can't imagine how many times while filming 2 they must have gone, oh shit, if only we'd done this, or if only we hadn't done this, or something.
Do you know what? It'd be actually really fun to have like Christopher Nolan do the reboot.
Oh, I know.
Could you imagine that?
Remaking Back to the Future is such a no-no universally, and they've always said that there'll never be a fourth movie because of the way they own the rights and stuff, and it'll just never happen. But that is the first time part of me's gone, ooh.
But weirdly, you'd have to do it sort of quite serious.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it would have to be deadly serious and not comedy at all. And
yeah, he wouldn't get the comedy right, would he?
Some sort of weird spin on it. It'd be quite funny. I'd be up for that.
Back to the Future After Dark with Christopher Nolan.
Yeah.
Get more incest.
Yeah.
I cannot stop thinking about if this was made now, and if he went back the same amount of time, now he would go back to 1996, which doesn't seem right. Somebody tell me it's not right, because 1955 in this feels like such a different world. There's so many differences.
Are you telling me? Oh, fuck.
Yes, 1996 was 30 years ago.
Oh, fuck you. Seriously?
Yeah. And I was thinking to myself...
I remember that.
Yeah.
No.
I was thinking it wouldn't be any different. Like, it's basically the same world where 85 and 55 feels different. But actually, it would probably be just as effective now because, you know, smartphones, electric vehicles, the internet, TV and music on demand, Apple Pay, all this sort of stuff that we just take for granted. You know, they barely had dial-up internet back then. And it is a different world. You would feel like a fucking alien. And when 1955, Doc asks who's the president, and he says Ronald Reagan, the actor.
Ronald Reagan.
You know, it'd be similar now with Donald Trump. You know,
God, you're
1996,
right,
Donald Trump's president. You're like, what?
Yeah,
I mean, we're like, what now? But
different. Yeah, true. Yeah.
I cannot get my head around it, and I do kind of want to see it. Oh, is that weird? Wow. I don't know if I want to see it or if I want to do it. I kind of want to just go back to 1996, watch it from the outside.
Yeah.
Do you know, I think it'd be a real shock. I think even for us.
Yeah.
Your thumbs wouldn't hurt because you've not been on your phone all day.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Anyway, quick one. Mothers hitting on sons. I don't really want to talk about it, but it's the one thing that really struck me this time is the awkwardness of his mother having the hots for him and the whole scene in the car with Marty and Lorraine. Fuck me. It's horrible.
Is it? I mean,
yes. Is that not horrible to you? You'd be okay being in the car with your mum.
No.
Her taking her clothes off and kissing you.
No, well, she doesn't take her clothes off.
Well, she takes her coat off and reveals quite a bit.
I suppose it's quite revealing, isn't it? The thing is, she doesn't know, and he's quite young and hot, and you know, and stuff. And then, I mean, look,
so what you're saying is, if your son is young and hot, it's fine,
mate. You're the one that watches Star Wars, and he kisses his sister.
It's true.
I mean, what do you want?
This is a family film. Like, this is to almost everyone. This is a family film, right?
I think you're looking too deep at it. It's just a funny, obviously it's not right, of course, but it's a future thing, it's a paradoxical thing. I don't think it's necessarily, of course it's a bit and he's going, fuck it, you're my mum, you can't do that, and he's definitely trying to, no, don't do it, and then she's like, oh, that is really weird.
I just picture the English version of this. You're my mum. You fucking your mum. Maybe Danny Dyer. Danny Dyer is Martin McFly.
Mate, directed by Guy Ritchie.
Yeah. Mum, give it a fucking rest. But this movie has everything. It's got humour. It's got a great story, great characters, great visuals. But it's also just really quite adult at times. I mean, look at Biff in the car with Lorraine. It's horrendous. And the way she asks George for help... Fucking hell. It's dark, it's tense, and it works. But by God, is it uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. But it also works really well to set up George's heroism. I don't want to say without that how dark it is, that wouldn't work. But fucking hell, they work together. And it's just a constant roller coaster. And every small victory leads into like another problem. George defeats Biff, and then Marty sees that the picture hasn't changed. And then Marvin's hand is busted. And it's just like, I got one thing after another.
Yeah. And it is, and it leads into one of my favourite scenes.
One of your favourite scenes?
Favourite scenes.
Well, we're not on favourite scenes yet.
Go on then.
We're talking about the end of the movie first.
Do we?
Yeah. every week for 2 years.
Oh.
116 minutes. What do you think?
Yeah, I could have gone longer.
I bet. Said that a few times.
I could have gone longer, love.
I mean, it's so... I was going to say it's close to 90 minutes, but it's not at all, really.
Not really, but I could have gone longer. From, let's say so he's hit the lightning's hit the thing, he's gone down the thing, twin car tire tracks with the flames, and Doc's like, yes, I've done it. And then he's back and he's finding the homeless guy sleeping, and then he's like, yeah, and then he sees the VW camper with the Libyan terrorists in, Christ. And he gets there and Doc's been shot, Christ, but he gets to Doc and he's like, got a bulletproof vest on, it's all right, I taped up your little note, it's all good. And it's like, yeah, he's alive, that's all good. He gets a lift home, goes to see his parents who are fit and healthy and playing tennis and everything's groovy. His brother and sister are well-to-do and he's a banker or works in an office or something like that, which is all groovy. And he's got a fucking great pickup truck in the garage, and Biff, he's waxing the cars.
Oh, hey there, Marty.
One more code for you, Marty. And, yeah. And then Doc rocks up, and this is where it's so cool. He rocks up. We gotta go back to the future. That was, I don't know quite what that was. That was almost a little bit Eastern, I feel.
Do you want to try and recover it by doing, we don't need roads?
Well, basically, then it's your kids you got to go for, and then he gets in. We haven't got enough space to get up to 88 miles an hour. It's like, roads? Where are we going? You don't need roads.
Rigs. We're going to do it every time.
I am.
Oh, man. I like how it sets up the sequel, and it solves problems already in advance, like needing another lightning strike to power the car with Mr. Fusion and all that sort of stuff. A real amazing tease, and to think that the ending they wrote, they had no idea there was going to be a sequel. It's
funny, isn't it? It's funny. I mean, they must have known in the back of their minds that a sequel was going to possibly be on the cards.
They say I know that when they say they just set it up to be carried on off camera as like in people's imaginations or whatever, and then when they come to rewrite it,
the to be continued bit was only put onto, I think, home media when they got the green light for it. I don't think it was shown in the theatres. I think it was only on the VHS.
That was my guess. Yeah, I thought that.
Yeah.
Right, favourite scenes and lines.
Right, I was going to talk about one earlier, and it's the clock tower. And I know it's ridiculous, but I remember physically on the edge of my seat, when he's up there and he plugs the thing in and it pops out down at the bottom, and he's like, fuck, he's got a slot, and he's like, oh god. And I remember yes, exactly. And I remember being tense, and I'm like, for fuck's sake, I know exactly what happens. I know exactly what he's about to do, and I'm still on the edge of my seat. And that's got to be something, hasn't it? That I've seen this film, I don't know how many times, and I'm still like, oh, it's like, well, I know what happens. It's silly, but I'm still waiting for, and I love that. I love that because it's just
sequence.
Everything's going wrong. Everything's going wrong. He can't start the bloody car. The wires popped out. So gotta go plug it back. Oh fuck! Down the bottom, slide down the wire, plug that in. Oh my god! Oh, they got to it. It's absolutely fine, but it's great.
As Marty's driving towards him, he seems to get further and further away.
Yes.
Sort of magic of editing. And I always think, I don't know if you ever thought this, I'm sure you didn't because it's a mental thing to think, but the cable that Doc's trying to connect together, at one point he drops it and it catches on his trousers, right? As a kid, I always just thought that was like clippers that you'd like cut your hair with, because I think they've put like a sound effect of something on there, and the way it's sort of cutting through his trousers. I'm always like, why has he got clippers up there? Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
I mean, that whole sequence is just absolutely perfect.
It's great. It's great. I love it. And it really came to my mind because I do remember being, like I said, on the edge of my seat and thinking, it's got me. This is the magic of cinema because I'm right here in the action. What's going to happen? And I know what's going to happen. I know exactly what happens. I've seen it so many times, but I love it. I love it. So yeah, totally got me.
There's a line fairly on in this that caught me by surprise, because it's a line that I say all the time, and it must be from something else as well. It must be one of those cliched lines. But Marty and Jennifer are going to kiss, and they get interrupted. And then he says, "Where were we?" And she says, "Right about here." And I always, whenever anyone says, "Where were we?" I always go, "Right about here." It's just like, surely it's not from Back to the Future. But yeah.
When they're talking about the scene, I think is fun as well. But the line, he's made this model, and he's like, "Please excuse the crudity of this model. I didn't have time to build it to scale or paint it."
Great, Doc. Great.
It's just this mega setup that he's got. I just love the comedy there. It's just brilliant.
That's a line that me and my friends have said to each other on occasion when it feels right.
It's funny.
It's just great juxtaposition of the line and the visual.
Yeah. And then when the car goes off the end and it just catches on fire and he goes,
"There's another." Doc's gasps are amazing.
I know. It's so much fun.
For me, any scene, anything with the DeLorean is a favourite scene. The first time we see it come out the back of the truck, and we get the darker variation of the main theme plays. And the first time it goes back in time in the car park with the fire trails, the awesome flux capacitor and the time circuits. Just as an aside, I love that he talks about when you could go back in history and see American independence, it's like the 1700s or whatever, or the birth of Christ. Yeah, and the date for the birth of Christ is December the 25th, 0000.
Yes. Yeah.
They made 3 DeLoreans. They had one hero car that they had everything in it and all the design bits and everything that's on camera clearly. The second was for driving and stunt work where you never really see it up close. And the third was for bits that have close-ups of the car and people in that they could keep cutting the cut bits of the car apart depending on what angles were needed. So like close-ups of that speedometer and stuff, I'll just cut the car in half and put the camera there. Michael J. Fox hated the car. He said it was really uncomfortable. It was a nightmare to drive, kept breaking down, and he kept cutting his arm whenever changing gears.
No way. Oh my God.
Oh man.
Nightmare. That's crazy. You say about the DeLorean. One of my favourite bits about that then is the Dymo tape that they've just got.
Oh yeah.
I just loved, and I had a Dymo printer, I think, because of that. I think I just loved sticking Dymo on stuff. I had one at boarding school, and I'd always put Dymo bits and pieces on things everywhere, all around school. But it's just the way that he's, crudely put Dymo on the date screen, all that sort of stuff, and on the flux capacitor bit. I think you might say flux capacitor or something, and it's just brilliant. I love that. The setting of it is just great because he's like, right, got to label it something, so I use this Dymo machine. Wonderful.
You've instantly made me want to get a Dymo because I've got one of these more modern printer type label makers, and it's just not the same. And I don't know what I'd label really, but I want to label shit.
Yeah. I mean, I know you've got labels on your drones and bits and pieces and stuff like that you've done, but I like actually physically punching those plastic strips. Oh, so good.
Brilliant. Speaking of DeLorean, one of my favourite lines, it's going to be everyone's favourite line. Doc, are you telling me you made a time machine out of a DeLorean? Oh, yes, Marty, if you're going to build a time machine into a car, why not do it with some style?
That's pretty good.
Yeah? I love that line. It's fucking great.
If my calculations are correct, when this baby hits 88 miles an hour, you're going to see some serious shit.
It's such a shit line. You're going to see what are we going to see? What can we write here? Some serious shit.
Serious shit.
Yeah,
but the delivery is exceptional.
Oh God.
We're going to see, because I think I say that quite often. You're going to see some serious shit.
Yeah. I also like from the same scene. Oh my God, they found me. I don't know how, but they found me. It's like he's got Doc Brown fucking services on the side of his van or whatever. He's obviously in the phone book because Marty's looked him up. I mean, but again, the delivery is brilliant. But Marty's just like, he's like, who? And he's like, who do you think? The Libyans! But this is just one of my favourite scenes, just Doc being shot, Marty taking the car and going into the future without really knowing what he's doing, and then we see it from the other perspective later with Marty looking back on it. It's just amazing storytelling. Mm-hmm. And it sort of sets up too, really, like the whole seeing something from a different perspective.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's very true. I like how he says, oh, this is heavy. It's heavy, Doc, or whatever. And then he's like, What's all this heavy? What's different about the weight in the future?
Well, there's a line that Marty just lets go as well. When is it? Because the radiation suit or something. He said, "Oh, you must do that with all the nuclear wasteland," or whatever the line is. And he just doesn't refute it at all.
Yes. Yeah.
Of course, we can't ignore Great Scott.
Yeah, of course. Great Scott.
But also Biff. Why don't you make like a tree and get out of here?
I know, right?
And also, oh God, one thing from Biff.
Because it sets it up in number 2, doesn't it? That you know, he says like, you know, how to say it properly, and it's great.
A Biff line that I say quite a lot is, "Well, looky what we have here."
Nice.
Also, Lando Calrissian. Looky what do we have?
Oh, really? That's a Star Wars thing, isn't it?
I just fluffed it, so I moved on.
Lou, give me a milk, chocolate.
That is my next line. No
way. I love that. And he slides it down the bar and grabs it and drinks it and goes over to her and, "I am your density." It's just great.
My destiny. Yeah, it's brilliant. George is such a badass in that scene. He's like, he plays it perfectly. Crispin Glover. He's confident but not confident, and that scene just plays beautifully. And then he goes over to Lorraine, does the asking her out, and it goes into Biff and Co chasing Marty, which is one of my favourite scenes in the whole movie. Not only is it cool, but it's like fun, heroic, and the bad guys that get their comeuppance. But it's really down for me to the music that makes that moment. Marty seems up against it as Car's like pinning him and stuff. And then Marty jumps over the bonnet and through the bad guys and back onto a skateboard. And the way that Alan Silvestri brings in that sort of heroic theme there and the timing of it is so good. Mm-hmm. I dread to think how many times they did. I think I've seen the behind the scenes of doing the chocolate slide, as it were.
Oh God, really?
It's a phrase I never want to say again.
Oh no, I just thought, oh my God.
When was the last time you did a chocolate slide?
I mean, how many times have you had to try doing a chocolate slide, you know? That's what I want to know. Oh dear.
Any more scenes and lines from you?
No.
I've got one last one. And that's when Marty can't play the guitar as he starts to disappear from the photo. And as George steps up again and pushes that ginger guy away from dancing Lorraine and they kiss for the first time, Marty's kind of like back in business and all the family reappear. That's good. But what's even better is Marty rocking out and he does the whole, "This is an oldie." Well, it's an oldie where I come from. Yes. All right, guys, it's a blues riff in B. Watch me for the changes and try to keep up, okay? It's just like, can you imagine going on stage and doing that?
We used to say that at every single show, every single gig when we played Johnny Be Good, it's like, "This is a blues riff in B. Watch me for the changes." Just classic, you know, doing the whole scene. Yeah.
If something didn't land, I guess you guys aren't ready for that yet. But your kids are going to love it.
Brilliant.
Not that any of our songs ever went down badly. Right, time to rank it then. Genuinely, I had a real hard time watching this.
Why?
Because I wanted to fucking write down every single thing that happened.
Right.
Every line, every scene, every fucking thing. I thought, well, this is brilliant. I've got to make a note of it.
I've got so many notes. It's unbelievable.
I'm surprised we're through all this stuff already. I know we've got a long way to go.
I mean, I know it must be about an hour and a half in, I think, on the recording according to this. And I mean, I skipped over loads of my stuff earlier. Like, you know, things I want to talk about. It's just like, if I talk about it all, we're just going to be just here for hours and hours, and people are just going to get bored listening to us. So yeah, ranking. I mean, look, it's not that it's not good for the 80s. It's not nostalgic favourite. It's just flat out one of the best fucking mainstream studio films ever made, ever.
Amen. Yeah, amen.
Fucking S tier, double S, gold fucking plated, whatever you want to call it. I bloody love this film. And yeah, all right, it is, definitely nostalgic for sure, but actually I definitely tried to watch it without trying to be nostalgic about it. And the fact that my kids love watching it and wanted to watch it again. And even I know my son watched it probably about a month ago with some mates he had over, and they watched it, and he wanted to watch it again with me. Olive wanted to watch it again for I don't know how many time that she's seen it now. So that shows something that it's not just me, it's the kids as well. It's just brilliant.
I said at the beginning how we've had a few surprising rethinks on movies we thought we loved this season, and there was never, ever a doubt that this would be one of them. Every line's great. Every scene's great. It's non-stop fun. It's always engaging. It is the perfect movie, or as perfect as it can be. My partner gave it a 10 out of 10. I would give it 100 out of 10 if I could. It's the most obvious S ever for me.
Ever.
S tier Back to the Future.
Yeah,
yep.
S tier.
Absolute banging. Let's see what other people think of it. I mean, I feel this is going to be a waste of time. Everyone's going to give it S tier, but let's see what some of our Patreon said.
Presume so. I need to now log into that.
Hold the line.
That came on.
Welcome to the Rewind Classic Movies Patreon, Davey B, who's commented saying,
"Hey, Davey B,
Davey B, and the MGs." He says, I mean, it's an absolute classic, a very tight scripted story. Sure, there's some things we can find ridiculous about it, but ultimately it's about friendship and father figures shaping you to be a better person. We didn't even touch on that, but there are so many moral angles to this that are brilliant. That's a good shout, Davey.
Nice. Bryn says, oh, here we go. Oh, this is interesting. He says, I'm afraid it's my turn to be out of touch.
Oh, what?
Right?
Great Scott.
Great Scott. I don't love Back to the Future.
What? Hold the phone.
I may be a child of the 80s, but I never saw it back then, so it holds no nostalgic value for me.
Oh.
I watched it not that long ago for the first time, and whilst I think it's a good film, I don't get why it's regarded as one of the greatest films ever made. Wow.
It's so interesting, isn't it?
I wasn't expecting this. This is really interesting. Okay,
it's interesting
cool.
that no matter how much sometimes we think, oh, it's not just nostalgia, ultimately, probably is.
It probably is. I mean, look, it's the same. We came at absolute loggerheads on Karate Kid. That was the biggest gap, and you're like S tier, and I was what, D? I mean, I just was bored by the Karate Kid because I never saw it as a kid, and I just was bored. I was.
Yeah.
And it's a similar thing, I suppose.
Well,
you know?
even 2 weeks ago when we did The Lost Boys, I think we both gave it a C or something. Might have gone B, but everyone else was like, "This is fucking S tier," or A or something.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Michael and Christopher are a lot of fun, and it was an enjoyable story that should have had me hooked. But honestly, I'm not sure I'll ever watch it again.
Whoa!
Oh God, you're killing me, mate. Oh wow. So not an S tier for me, but because I don't think you have to love a film to appreciate its qualities, I'm going with a solid A. Okay, cool.
Oh, nice. That's bloody fair. Well, I respect Bryn for that.
Solid A, but you're probably not going to watch it again, and it's not hooked. Are you sure that's an A, Bryn?
Well, yeah, I respect the fact that he doesn't jump on the bandwagon and actually has a different take on it.
Yeah.
Kat on Patreon says, a wonderful piece of movie making, not a superfluous scene. Everything has its place. S tier every day. Nice, concise summary interview there.
Is that
Kat.
all she's got to say?
Edited. That's in full.
Wow. A sentence.
Remarkable. Okay.
Thank you very much, Kat. But it's absolutely right. You're absolutely on the money. You don't need to say anything else. It's fantastic. Yeah. Simon, he says, this film is perfect and I look forward to hearing all of your reasons why. S tier all day long, every day. In fact, there should perhaps be a special tier for films like this that are beyond ranking. Yes, you're absolutely right.
I literally think that's what the S stands for.
True. True.
If only there was a special tier. Perhaps one with
like
S.
a uber special.
Brilliant. There we go. Right. If you like the DeLorean and want more of things like that, we'll both be back next week with the Fast Forward episode looking at our favourite cars in movies. Are you looking forward to that?
I'm looking forward to that, actually. I am, because I've got a couple which I think you're going to love and you're going to go, oh yeah.
This was harder than I thought it was going to be, I'll be honest.
It was hard because I put in a couple and then I took a couple out and then I was like, ooh. And then I watched a film recently and went, oh, how about that? So
I fear I've not got as many inventive or different takes as I'd normally like to have.
Oh, I've got some really interesting takes, and I nearly had Le Grand Bleu in there as well, but I didn't in the end.
I was desperately trying to get Star Wars in. Anyway, but what's the next movie we'll be rewinding on the main show? Well, this time it's my turn to pick, and AJ will say this. We're going to keep looking at cars, but also other methods of transportation, as they provide a literal vehicle for a touching comedy with two absolute greats of the 80s.
Excellent. But anyway, please leave us a review on your podcast platform of choice, whether that's Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or whatever. It all really helps. You can also find us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at Rewind Classic Movies. If you want to drop us an email, it's rewindclassicmovies@gmail.com.
Right, that's the show. Thanks so much for spending time with us. If you want to come hang out, get behind-the-scenes updates, ad-free listening, bonus content, or early access to the episodes, then head over to our Patreon where you can get a backlot pass for $5 a month. We'll see you next week. Sorry about the mess. Say goodbye, AJ.
Make like a tree and get out of here.